What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about on a daily basis, including money, investing, the stock market, the fourth stimulus package update, and a stimulus check update. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do so. And remember that new videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, thanks for hitting the like button for us down below. Gas prices have just hit another all-time high, and diesel prices here in the United States. I know. Yeah, you can see here the national average gas prices here in the United States just continue to go up. It's just insane how this continues to happen here. You can see here the average price for regular gasoline almost at $4.50 a gallon here. $4.48 here on the average price of gas. Places in California are at $6 a gallon. Well, you know, because California is they got the highest taxes in the United States. They have that different blend of gasoline as well. And you know, California is just on a different island over there, basically. And diesel, $5.56 a gallon, which affects us all. Even if you don't buy any diesel at all, this is built into the cost of your food. This is built into the cost of everything you buy, whether it's tennis shoes, goods, anything you buy at all. Is built into the cost of diesel because it has to be delivered via a semi truck. So anything, remember the cost of food right now is at an all-time high worldwide, as well as the gas here. Remember that our average cost of gas here at $4.48 a gallon. The average cost of gas in Canada right now is $6.12 a gallon. So remember, when you compare that to the U.S., which is just under $4.50, averaged, in Canada, in U.S. dollars and gallons, equate it $6.12. So that's significantly higher. When you look at the price of gas in the United Kingdom, it's $7.68 a gallon. Again, if you equate it to U.S. dollars and gallons, $7.68 a gallon. You look at the price of gallon of gas in Hong Kong, almost $11 a gallon. $11 a gallon. Insane. Insane. So yeah, so just to give you an idea of gas prices all around the world. Now, I will give you the price of gas in Russia. I've gotten a lot of again, I'm all about truth here. I have no alliance to anything here. The price of gas in Russia. Now, remember, you got to it's $2.80 a gallon if you equate it to U.S. dollars. But remember, you got to remember that this goes to rubles here and liters and all this stuff here. And you got to remember here that although this looks like it's cheaper here, remember that they're paying with Russian rubles, and you got to really remember that there's a lot of currency difference here, So although it looks like it's a little bit cheaper here, remember that they're paying with Russian rubles and stuff like that. And you also got to remember that the average minimum wage in Russia is $211 a month, U.S. dollars a month, okay? So you also got to remember here that when you look at this kind of stuff here, you could work in Russia and their minimum wage to work for the whole month, you would earn the equivalent of 211 U.S. dollars working for the whole month. The whole month. So that's where you got to kind of remember that, yeah, gas might seem a little bit cheaper in U.S. dollars, but you're also only going to earn 211 U.S. dollars for the whole month. So that's what people don't kind of really realize when they're looking at currency differences. Right? So Yeah, that's where you'd also kind of really have to think, would you really want to live in Russia right now? Yeah, you hear my, I don't know if you can hear my wife in there, but I mean, people are literally getting arrested in Russia just for protesting the war. And they're going to prison for years and years just for speaking out against the government. You literally don't have freedom of speech there. So, yeah, I mean, you think about minimum wage there. You went to go if you go to buy 100 gallons of gas. I mean, you think about like some trucks here can hold 100 gallons of gas. That would cost you an entire month of working just to buy 100 gallons of gas. So you got to kind of really realize here what what equivalency would really matter here. So yeah, gas is expensive here in the U.S., no doubt, but a lot of other countries have it a lot worse. Now, by all means, that doesn't make it any better what's going on here. But I'm just kind of showing here that everybody's really dealing with high gas prices and high food prices. And it's something that the entire world is dealing with right now. Inflation is affecting the entire world. And this is really kind of what happens when you come out of a recession, and it's something that everybody is trying to get a grasp on right now. And in fact, this week, we'll have to see how this is going to work out here. I'm not I'm not too excited about if this will work or not. We'll have to see. But here's what the U.S. House of Representatives plans to vote next week, which is now this week, on energy pricing gouging bill. We'll have to see if this will, in theory, or if this gets passed, in essence, works. But House Democrats will move in legislation now this week that would give the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, expanded clout to crack down on allegations of price gouging by energy companies. Majority Leader Steny Hoyer, a Democrat from Maryland, said yesterday the House would vote on a bill called H.R. 7688, introduced here last week by Representative Katie Porter, a Democrat from California, and Kim Schreier, a Democrat from Washington, as Democrats' first legislative effort to rein in gas prices that hit record highs in recent days. Quote, it so happens that we are doing this one next week that does not preclude doing other bills aimed at lowering energy costs. They want to do both. Hoyer told reporters at his weekly pen and pad session. The legislation would give the president the authority to issue an energy emergency declaration that would make it unlawful to sell gasoline or home fuel that price is unconsciously excessive or exploitative. The problem here is, will any Republicans go along with this? That is one of the big issues, right? It would grant the FTC authority to enforce violations with a priority given to acting against domestic companies with more than $500 million annually in wholesale or retail sales of consumer fuel. The bill would also give state attorney generals authority to pursue actions against retail violators in federal court. Any financial penalties collected would go into a fund that would provide dollars for low-income heating assistance program and weatherization efforts, according to the legislation. Quote, Congress needs to be doing all it can to bring down costs for American families. What's infuriating is that this is happening at the same time that gas and oil companies are making record profits and taking advantage of international crisis to make a profit. This must stop, said Schreier, an Energy and Commerce Committee member, echoing arguments made by Democratic leaders in both chambers in recent weeks. Democrats have introduced multiple bills in recent weeks taking aim at energy price manipulation. Democrats want to make sure there is, quote, that there is a policeman on the beat to make sure to shine that bright light into these dark energy markets, and that they have not ruled out other options, including targeted consumer gas tax rebates, aka checks to consumers, by taxing these gas companies on their excess profits that we've talked about before, forcing energy companies holding drilling leases on federal lands to lose their rights or face other penalties if they are not pursuing productions, saying they favor use it or lose it legislations for federal lease holders. It's millions of acres that are available right now for drilling, and companies have chosen not to pursue it for whatever reason. And the question here is, will gas prices continue to go even higher? Yeah, check this out.
National gas prices soared to a record high today, reaching $4.43 per gallon on average as the country continues to grapple with soaring inflation. For more on the energy market outlook, we're welcoming in Tom Kloza, Opus Global Head of Energy Analysis. Tom, thanks for joining us this afternoon. We saw a brief moderation in prices at the pump last month, yet now we're back at all-time highs. Do prices climb higher from here? And if so, where do you expect these prices are going to top out?
Well, it's certainly going higher in the next week or two. And actually, Emily, May is typically when the futures market for gasoline tends to peak. The peak is almost as predictable as the tides. It's from May 5th till May 15th. So we're right there. But this May has brought particular mayhem, if you will. We've got the May 15th deadline for some European countries and European international traders who may cut off sort of their dealings with Russia. And we've got a driving season, which is probably a little ways away, but where we'll use a lot more molecules than is what had been kind of a quiet spring so far.
Well, and speaking of that driving season, what do you think these rising prices are going to mean for the summer travel season? Because we've had companies like Airbnb to the airlines saying that they're already seeing strong demand for summer travel. But is that all going to be upended if we see energy prices continue to trend in the direction that they have been?
I think we're looking at higher prices in the next week or so, and then maybe a little moderation before July. But July and August are going to be sizzling months. I mean, people are going to take their trips in July and August, and you also have hurricane season. Now, if against the background of Putin just scourging the Ukraine, if that's still out there, we've got a summer like we've never seen before. Today, I might add this, for example, that with the exception of crude, every single hydrocarbon out there today, or not, but liquids, gasoline, jet fuel, marine fuel, diesel, they all hit national highs. So you're seeing kind of the ramifications of some refining shutdowns in the last year, and it's manifesting itself in much higher prices that are going to make for a May CPI number that gets released in a few weeks. It's going to be off the charts.
And speaking of that May CPI number, what specifically are you looking for there? Because economists had been looking for March to potentially be the peak here. We did see energy prices post a deceleration for when we take a look at those fuel oil as well as those gas prices on a monthly basis. But what is this actually going to look like when we get that next report in about a month?
We're going to see a lot of insidious inflation because we're looking at by far the highest diesel prices ever and by far the highest jet fuel prices ever. And that's going to manifest itself in higher airfares and higher cost of pretty much everything that moves around the country, from soup to nuts. So I hope that it moderates when we get to June and July. And of course, we hope that one day we wake up and there's no war in the Ukraine, and then we can see energy prices tumble. But right now, that does not appear to be in the cards.
What is the trickle-down effect of these rising energy prices going to look like for companies that have already this past earnings season, the past several weeks, been talking about higher energy costs, higher transportation costs? Are they showing that they're going to be able to pass on these costs continuously, or is this really going to be something to watch in these second half of the year earnings reports here?
To a certain extent, some of it's automatic. For example, everything that moves across the country in big rigs, through maritime vehicles, and even in air freight, they get automatic adjustments based on surcharges that are compiled by the government. So the cost of moving things from point A to point B is going to go up automatically. Whether that manifests itself in every single item that people buy, do they have pricing power? I don't know. But inflation is still running away out there. And it's not anybody's fault. I would stress that. It's not, this isn't about easy money. This really is about all of the energy that typically comes out of Russia that is not going to be coming out in the next weeks and months.
And you talk about, of course, Russia's war in Ukraine. And when we think about the geopolitical impact of that, how much of a bullish impact is this really having on the markets? If this conflict were to be resolved overnight, what kind of an impact would that have on energy markets? And what's your base case for how this is going to really play out over the next year?
The base case is that this continues, that we're in for a long haul of woeful situations. And, regardless of whether you own energy stocks, I think we would all love to wake up one morning with regime change. But I don't think that's likely to happen. And against that other background, we're looking at high inflation, and we're looking at, epic margins for U.S. refiners right now. Of all the different areas of the energy business, the people that actually refine the crude oil into products like diesel, jet fuel, and gasoline, they're making epic profits, not because they're colluding, but because the market is bidding it up, much as though, all the kids bid up Bitcoin a few months ago.
And in terms of the policy response, the response that we've been seeing out of Washington, the White House has been releasing oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. And President Biden has also said he would allow certain blends of gasoline to be sold into the coming months to help lower these fuel prices. Are these measures going to be enough to offset some of these supply side concerns that we've been seeing over the past several months at this point?
Well, I think the SPR sales, strategic reserve sales, do have an impact. And that's a lot of oil that the U.S. and other countries are going to be releasing. So one wonders if we would be back at $130 to $150 a barrel with oil if we didn't have that. In terms of adding a little bit more ethanol is cheaper than gasoline now. But the fact of the matter is it's not enough to move the needle much, because there just aren't that many stations with the equipment that they could sell higher ethanol blends. So it's tough for the administration to act on this. The one thing I think we might see is some sort of speed bumps on exports, because right now, if there's a runaway market, it's been the diesel market, and we export a lot of diesel fuel now.
All right, we'll leave it there for now. Tom Closa, Opus Global Head of Energy Analysis, thank you again so much for your time this afternoon.
Yeah, I'm here with baby Snowy. Look how much baby Snowy's growing up. Yeah, look. Say I'm baby Snowy. Yeah. You gotta look at the camera. Oh, why are you being so fussy? Yeah. You want some tuna? Oh. Yeah, he's getting big. He's getting big. Yeah, every time he opens his little mouth, he's got like a black little liner in there. He looks like a little polar bear. You've ever seen a little polar bear when he has the like a black inside his mouth? He's so cute. Yeah, say hi to everybody. All right. All right. We'll put you up there. So, yeah, baby Snowy's growing big. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts here. I'll keep you up to date here with everything going on here in our country on a daily basis. If you haven't subscribed yet to our YouTube channel, make sure to click the subscribe button. It's completely free to do so. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click here to watch my newest video next, and you can click here to see our big video on stimulus checks, state and federal stimulus checks that we just did here. Really big video there. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.